Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another premiere of the NASCAR 21 Ignition Career Mode. We are at the Homestead-Miami Speedway for the third race of the season for the Dixie Vodka 400. Again, this is the actual 2021 NASCAR schedule here for this career mode because this is the 2021 NASCAR video game. No qualifying for today, but I was practicing trying to feel the car out a little bit. We'll see how we can do in the race, starting from the rear as our own driver, of course. And we are racing again for Hendrick Motorsports on the 48 car Ally Financial Chevrolet this season. There's a look at the starting lineup going into today's race. Denny Hamlin on the front row. Joey Logano will be starting in P2 on the outside of the front row. Kevin Harvick and Christopher Bell in row 2. Michael McDowell and Kurt Busch in row 3. Martin Truex Jr. Brad Keselowski in row 4. And Chase Elliott and Cole Custer in row number 5. We'll see who will win this race at the end of the day. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content as we get into our third race of the season. Here is Alex Hayden.
Alex Hayden here to bring you all the action for today's race at Homestead-Miami Speedway. This track has gone through different changes over the years, originally starting as a low bank surface when it was introduced, then reconfigured to the current high, progressively banked oval we race at today. Will we see a new face add their name to the trophy, or will we see a repeat winner? The cars are gridded, the drivers are ready, and the fans are excited for the command. Let's go trackside.
Alrighty, well, pretty much got the setup in the race car already. Again, no custom setups in this game, but we'll see what we can do. Starting from the last place position for the first time this year, no practice, well, very little practice, and then no qualifying. I will say there's a lot more grip in the 550 horsepower racetracks in this game. It feels realistic in that aspect. You can almost hold it full throttle for the most part. But we'll see how the beginning of this race will go as the green flag is in the air and we're underway at Homestead. Denny Hamlin leads the field to the green. We've had two different winners in the first two races of this season so far. And there is already a stack up at the rear of the field here as Hamlin's got to check up. Should say Hamlin checked up at the front, which checked up the entire field behind him. Schneider was able to get on the brakes in time. Now trying to get up to speed in the middle of turns 1 and 2. Rough start to the year for Schneider in the first two races. A DNF in the Daytona 500, finishing 34th, but then a 20th place finish at the Daytona Road Course. Not great, but definitely had a car that was capable of winning. We'll have to see what will happen here today at Homestead. He's going to try to take his time in the early going and hope for the best. This is 400 miles, 267 laps, no stages, remember, in this game, so we'll have to wait and see exactly how this will unfold. Schneider wants to chase that first career win as soon as he possibly can, with the big picture here, trying to get to the end of the race. He was able to do that at the Daytona Road Course, but finished 20th. He was having some problems throughout the course today. Does not want to have to fight through any sort of adversity. Just have a nice, clean 400-mile race. Hopefully things will go his way. It's a little bit warmer, 82-degree temperature day. Homestead-Miami Speedway, so we'll see how that will play into effect throughout the course of this one. Over drivingly cornering a little bit here. Kind of at the back of the pack right now, just trying to feel the car out. Single file looks like towards the front, but that middle and the back of the pack right now, they are 3 and 2 wide throughout the corners, just in case there's an accident. We may not see a caution in this game. We didn't have any cautions in the last race at the Daytona Road Course as it went caution-free. Daytona 500, we had 3 yellows in that race. I guess 4th and 10th, we were involved in, which we went DNF. And was able to lead 37 laps in that Daytona 500, so it'll be interesting to see what he can do going forward here in this one. Again, 3 wide, or at least 2 by 2. By the time they file down into turns 1 and 2. As of right now, Schneider going to make his move down the back straightaway to the inside of David Reagan. Shoot underneath that 52 car as well. Thought about 3 wide entry. There's still 3 wide getting into the corner, so Schneider just going to back out of the gas and play it safe. They're 3 wide in front of him as well, very tight towards the outside. Tyler Reddick and Quinn Alpha in that middle and second lane. Only get the run in the draft down the straightaway. Trying to really take his time here and trying to make these passes. Reagan pulls down in front, the block in the center of the corner. Be a big dirty air flop problem as well for the 48 of Schneider, so he's really just trying to take it easy. A lot of racing at the back of the pack right now. There's a lot of risk trying the outside. Definitely got tight that time in line behind the 96 car. Tripled by Ty Dillon for the Gaunt Brothers Racing. Dillon with a little bit of a block now down the front stretch. Schneider trying to feel the car out. Big dive getting into turn 1 that time for Ty Dillon. Schneider back the corner up a little bit. Most of the 550 tracks in this game can go full throttle. Homestead not in that case. A lot of it is a sharper angle on corner entry with both of the straightaways being straight. There's no curving like a tri-oval like you would at really any other mile-and-a-half racetrack.
Still there.
Long straightaways, so in tighter corners. Wide, but tight as far as the angle and how you arc it off. 3 wide and contact being made now at the back of the pack. David Reagan pinching the 53 car of Joey Case in there. Schneider's going to take it 4 wide to the inside. The contact slowed everybody up off the exit of turn 2. Schneider makes a 4 wide pass at the back of the pack to get to 34th. That was a gutsy move, but he felt that they slowed up enough off the exit of turn 2. He was able to make the pass down the back straightaway and did. Now there's a little bit more breathing room. He's got James Davidson in front of him. We know this Hendrick Chevrolet is going to be faster in the mile-and-a-half this season. We've seen that out of the cars in 2021 in real life. This could be the opportunity Schneider needs to get a solid run, maybe that first to the top 10.
Clear.
Choosing to start at the back and really kind of take it easy here in the early going. Definitely big. Got back in the gas maybe a little too soon there, had to lift, but did slide up in front of Davidson and clear him at least. Not sure what the pit window is going to be in this race today. Real life, typically in the mile-and-a-half, they can run about 60 to 65 laps, but we'll have to wait and see exactly how that will take place. Lap 11 right now. We'll take our first jump cut of the race. Watching the early going to the Dixie Vodka 400 at Homestead with a NASCAR 21 Ignition 3. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we are back in the action at lap 38, currently up to 15th. We have green flag pit stops going on over the last couple of laps. No issues there so far. Coming in 2x2 into the pits. Oh, there's a big crash. Now we have an issue. Martin Truex Jr. gets upended at the front of the pit road entrance. So we have seen some cars pit. Not sure exactly how far Schneider wants to go on fuel, but he definitely doesn't plan on pitting anytime soon with that gigantic accident at the front of the pit entrance. Tire wear has been very crucial in this race. He has had to back these corners up quite a bit. We got another car, multiple cars wrecked, 3 cars into the tire barrier now at the front of the pit entrance. We somehow have not seen a caution in the midst of all of this.
One left.
17 of Buscher just drove right into the side of Schneider down the back stretch after he was exiting the pit lane. Buscher's got fresher tires. There he goes. Obviously, the 48 struggling right now on his tires, but try not to get ran over from cars behind him.
Enjoy the view.
Schneider in the lead for the first time today at lap 41, but it is in the cycling of green flag stops. Loose off turn 2 that time. I've noticed the car is getting more on the tight side as the run goes on. The tires start to wear. It's not as loose, but scared to make any adjustments really. No mess at the pit road entrance right now. A couple cars closing in quickly as Schneider will stay down low. Daniel Suarez, Brad Keselowski gonna race their way through. And Schneider just got dumped by Ross Chastain. He's going to spin. He's going to lock it down. Big time save. A masterful save that time for Schneider. And he will pit this time by. Means he is down on speed right now. He'll stay on the apron of the racetrack. He'll work his way into the pit lane. Likely a 45 mile an hour pit road speed limit. Ross Chastain just ran over the 48's back bumper.
Leader just hit pit road.
So Schneider will pit from the lead. Oh my goodness, this game. Oh my gosh, that's going to cost some time too. It's not going to be easy here today, but I'd say the 48 car stayed out of trouble so far. Hopefully that damage that the game gave us right there does not actually register. That in fact it will register. We weren't planning on repairing damage. That was all when the game took over, when we crossed that commitment line into the pit road entrance. So again, Schneider was 21st when the pit stop started. I doubt he'll be there anymore. That spin down the back straightaway off the front bumper of the 42 car cost him. Plus, he was out on the track quite a ways longer compared to the rest of the leaders. But all the wrecking that we saw from a lot of drivers getting into the pits, he did not want to be a part of that whatsoever. Back to 26, so fortunately Ross Chastain in the 42 again getting into the back of the 48 of Schneider had costed him there. And now Schneider's got a little bit fresher tires, pitting a bit after everybody else. You definitely tell there's an extreme tire disadvantage at this track, but he's back to being able to run full speed again. So we have cycled through the first set of pit stops. Schneider's taking this approach so far to the race A+ though, really. Being very, very conservative with every little move. Problem now is, though, is he is likely a lap down. And a lot of that wasn't so much staying out of the pits as long as he did. A lot of it was simply Ross Chastain getting into the back of it. Schneider a little loose. Middle of the corner, had those left side tires down on that painted white line.
Clear.
Costing him with some handling of his race car. Here comes Almirola to the high side. A lot of cars pitting again here recently. A lot of them probably because of damage that they have gotten.
Clear.
The opening parts of this race. 14 of Chase Briscoe with a big block on his fellow rookie teammate. Well, I shouldn't say teammate, but fellow rookie driver.
Stay left.
Schneider in the 99 as he tries to get that momentum back. He's actually battling 14 of Briscoe for position.
Stay left. Still there. Clear all around.
I don't think Schneider's got the speed in the race car he once did. I think that pit road mishap has cost the 48 car some damage. Very unfortunate. 52 cars holding them up. Josh Malicki in the 52 for Rick Ware Racing.
Car right.
A lot of cars have been pitting recently. It's just so hard to tell, you know, where exactly everybody is at. Trying to get around the 52 for Malicki. That's actually 4th position. And it's going to be aggressive for really the first time today. Second time, I guess. 3 wide to the inside. Clips the apron up the track into the 14. Dangerous situation. Making contact when you're 3 wide on any racetrack, especially in this game. Very fortunate not to cut a tire down with the bodies of these race cars. And also fortunate, of course, not to wreck. Big pass to get back inside the top 25. I think some speed has gotten wrecked out of this 48 car after the pit road incident, which is a shame because that was not our fault. That was the game taking over. But we were faster than that. I mean, we were closing in on the top 20. I was just kind of taking my time at the beginning of the race trying to make passes through the field because of how sketchy the game is. There's some contact in front of us at times when they were 2 and 3 wide. Wanted no part of it, but very unfortunate that things have gone the way they have so far. Finally actually pulling away though from the 14 car, so maybe he does have maybe more long run speed than short run speed. By himself, he could definitely push the car, has a lot of freedom where he wants to go. Kind of saw that with the custom schedule season at Darlington. I know that was a 750 track. This is a 550 track, but these tracks definitely eat away at tires. There's one thing that is similar no matter the package. Who knows how many cars at DNF during the first set of green flag pit stops, if that'll keep happening, that can maybe help the 48's running position from now to the end of the race. Logano pulling up onto the track, he's got some damage. Logano is being scored in 35th. Chastain in 8th place up here. Comes the driver, remember, that had basically dumped 48 of Schneider. Not going to look to retaliate here, especially on an intermediate, especially with the fact that we've seen a couple of giant wrecks, one of which Truex got airborne. I don't think he flipped, but he was definitely in the air with the car underneath him. Up on only the front tires. Again, he's got speed. I guess he did not wreck it out. It wouldn't have been him, it would have been the game that did that, but Logano also lucky that he was fortunate enough to win the last race at the Daytona Road Course, led every single lap, so he's locked into the playoffs. A rough run early in the season as far as that goes, not going to cost him too much. So again, pretty much at every track with this game, the AI pit early. Maybe the road courses they pit uneven. I guess the road courses are pretty accurate. Everything outside the road courses, as far as the pit window goes, completely inaccurate. They pit well before, like, it's like they cut the runs in half at like every track. Now I'm thinking about it. It's like, yeah, we can take it further, but we had to pit there after we spun. Made a great save not hitting anything after the 42 of Chastain had ran into us.
One left. All right, keep it high.
Added to the high side of the 53. Backed out of the gas quite a bit.
Still there.
I'm sure he wasn't going to gas it up too soon to get loose.
Clear all around.
With the high downforce and make a nice clean pass on the top. The outside is relevant in this game, I will say. You can run multiple lanes as far as what we've been able to show at other racetracks that it actually does work. The few tracks that we have been able to go to that actually legitimately have multiple lanes, kind of multiple lanes, excuse me, kind of like Homestead. But, I mean, you have to pit with everybody else because you're just on old tires. And you get ran over from cars behind you like we did with Ross Chastain. We're very fortunate not to hit anything. Very fortunate it was the back straightaway that we had spun in the middle of and not the front straightaway, because the front straightaway is a little bit more narrow with the pit wall on the inside of the racetrack. Narrowed down the back straightaway as well, wasn't nowhere near as narrow. With a little bit more spin and runoff room. And look at this giant pack of cars. The 48 of Schneider is closing in on lap cars, lead lap cars. Insane. And if we do end up seeing a caution, again, Schneider is a lap down, so he'd like to race into the free pass position if he can. Be very conservative when making passes throughout the course of the day for the most part. But he is on the outside looking to go here.
Two inside, you're
Pretty
three
wide. Quinn Houff just drove into the side of him. A risky move up high for Schneider. He gets loose! He got loose! And he clips the front of the double zero. The one time he got aggressive enough to try the outside, he gets loose and now the car just spins on its own.
Clear, clear.
May have a tire down. He's going to get drilled.
Stay left.
No, now he's got room. He's got room to go back down on the racetrack. He will. Trying to get out of the way. And no caution had waved there. I don't know if he's got a tire down or not. I don't think he did originally. When you're trying to get up to speed in this game, I was like less than half throttle and the car still spun out.
All clear. Stay left. Clear all around.
Getting up to speed on the bottom of the track. It seems to me like the car is still intact. That was significant enough damage, though, to hurt the race car. Just a little too aggressive. How much of the tires has he burnt up, too? With that spin, quite a bit, because he is very loose. Very, very loose. He's going to pit this time. Well, we got a car wrecking. Definitely want to pit before the rest of them wreck. Oh no, big crash. Big crash into the pits. Schneider gets through it. Schneider got through it. He gassed it up, got through it. The game kind of took him out there. The game is still taking us out. Come on, car. Ugh, oh my goodness, this is painful. Schneider actually got through there. He slid the car. Had to pit. His tires were gone. That was definitely a mistake he made off turn 2 a few laps ago, but the game making some frequent errors, especially on pit road entry, trying to make these stops. There's a couple cars that tried to pit in front of him that wrecked. That definitely made things interesting there. Schneider made it through. I mean, the game wrecked him. It made us do like 2 donuts in the front stretch, which is unfortunate because now we're more than just 1 lap down, all because of the game. On the access road. Trying to get up to speed. He's got 4 tires. Now he can stay out quite a bit longer.
Got one right.
They have a lot fresher tires now too, but obviously that was definitely hit into the wall. That's sustained damage and slow him down quite a bit. He's trying to survive. It's not going to be a perfectly clean day, and because of how the first set of pit stops went, I don't think it was going to be because of the game. Definitely tell these fresher tires are going to try to help him gain as much time back as he possibly can. Very fortunate every car missed him down the back straightaway. They do not check off at all, and he had open room to get out of their way. After having to sit there for about 10-15 seconds. But He's actually kind of lucky that he didn't blow a tire. He's able to make it another lap and a half after that, but realized he was going to have to pit. And they're trying to get around the 77. Just that Haley keeps blocking him off. And how about Haley? For Spire Motorsports, currently in 16th.
One left.
Now they're going to have to go to the outside. He's so much faster than these guys on fresher tires now. Unlike when he took it 3 wide, he's been able to pass on the outside single file. Joey Logano, by the way, is wrecked on the inside of the racetrack off the exit of turn 4. He is pinned against the inside retaining wall, but he is not in the pit lane. Just saw him that time by. We got our lucky enough win on the custom schedule at the time of me recording this, but not sure what is going to happen here in this one. Logano's still parked on the front stretch. I mean, he's in 38th, is where he's scored right now. He's going to be an F at this point. Schneider's going to make up quite a bit of ground, though. Take that 3 wide off the exit in turn 2. I'll take it 3 wide in the bottom. He's been able to make that work today. He was even 4 wide once. It was risky very early in the going, but definitely not going to go 3 wide top anymore. Alf definitely washed up the track, but even before he had washed up the track, the 48 got loose. Outside of the 33 of Cindric again. He can pass 1 car on the outside. He's not going to take it 3 wide over there anymore. Again, not even... It's so hard to tell, again, with no telemetry in the game, exactly how many laps down we are. 48 going to try to make up as much time as he possibly can.
2 on the outside.
3 wide, into 1, down to the bottom, sends it. Chad's Growler and Corey LaJoy makes it work. A lot of cars have significant damage right now. Bell just pulled off right in front of Chase Elliott. An easy go around to the 48 of Schneider down to the inside. Bell, the Daytona 500 winner, also locked into the playoffs. Bell in 35th and Logano 38th. It is definitely looking like we're going to go 3 races into the start of this career mode with 3 different winners. At least Schneider was able to lead laps at some point today, even if it was in the middle of green flag stops.
Stay left.
Fresh tires, the car feels great. I wonder what the damage, if it's going to make it tighter on the longer run, or maybe even looser.
3 wide, you got 2 up
3
top.
wide off
Stay
the
left.
exit of turn 4 as he blows right around Ricky Stenhouse and Cole Custer. Driver battling for 12th. When he's by himself and hits his mark perfectly, I mean, he blips the throttle. He doesn't actually quickly go all the way off the gas. About half throttle, roughly, maybe 3/4 throttle.
Clear.
Did the same thing right there after passing the 38. Anthony Alfredo. But all hope is not lost for now. Something major develops. You guys won't miss a thing. But for right now, we'll take another jump cut here at lap 70. Just less than 200 laps to go. The Dixie Vodka 400 at Homestead. Fuck! You kidding me?
All clear.
Problems for the 48 car once again. Christopher Bell had just pulled up onto the racetrack right in front of the 48 of Schneider at lap 76. No issues coming into the pit lane this time. So slow coming out of the pits. And just drilled Schneider right in the left front tire. Blowing the tire on impact. Putting him into the wall. Luckily, nobody else stacked in, but that was just an ugly mess. Well, we are back into the action. Schneider has caught up to the 53. And Joey Gase narrowly gets to the inside. Gase tried to pull a block. It's actually not a pass for position, so Gase was a full lap ahead of us. Now on the bright side, here's race leader Kyle Larson, teammate of Schneider's. Schneider looks like he's got a little bit fresher tires after having to make that last unscheduled stop. He'll pass Larson with ease into turn 1, so he gets another lap back, but boy, it has just been a rough race so far for this 48 team as they currently sit in 33rd, multiple laps down. Really just kind of hoping that things start to turn around in this one. We still have over half the race to go, so there's no real way of really telling how this is going to play out exactly. Big pack of lap cars coming up right now. Now, Larson is not ahead of Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin by that much. He's only got about a 1-second lead over the Gibbs cars. One Gibbs car has already won this season again. Christopher Bell won the Daytona 500. And we've seen in the custom schedule season, at least as of me recording this, that in the first 6 races, all 4 had won a race, including our driver, Christopher Bell, at Talladega. So, you know, what's going to happen exactly here at Homestead? Are we going to see a Gibbs car win? Can Denny Hamlin qualified on the pole? We know how good Kyle Larson is here, and Busch has a championship race win in 2019 at Homestead as well. Definitely tell this 48 car's gotten a little bit tighter over the long run. And that middle to upper groove that time really got it to stick. Almost kind of using the brakes a little bit to get the car to the bottom of the racetrack. We're right at the beginning of the run with this package. Even at Homestead, it's almost full throttle. I mean, you're just barely blipping the gas those first 5 to 10 laps, so credit at least to the game as far as the tire wear. There are certain elements of the game that can make it enjoyable. What's not enjoyable about it is the fact that we're just in 33rd because the AI has taken us out of this. Whether that is the other AI cars or, you know, simply the pit road glitches that we were having already with the car spinning on multiple occasions, multiple times on one of the occasions. 3 wide send into turn 3 that time for Schneider. He's going to drift all the way up into the wall. Got to be careful! Clips the 6 of Newman and around goes the 48. He has gone around. This is not going to end well. They are side by side, closing in. He's going to get the car turned around again. This is the second time that has happened now for the 48 of Schneider. And there's Hamlin in the pits. So this is right before the pit stops are going to happen. Schneider sent it 3 wide on corner entry. In doing that, I don't think he's got a tire down, thankfully, but in the process of taking it in there the way he did, he hit the wall, and after bouncing off the wall, then they were 3 wide underneath, and he had nowhere to go. He's going to keep the car on the track for a little bit. Means he does not have a tire down. Obviously lost about a full lap just sitting there. Still fairly tight. Obviously, the damage not going to help the car that much more either. A lot of other cars pitting though right now too. We know that there could be an issue with the AI there as it is, so just going to wait it out. I thought about making this one of the 450% races of the season. I'm kind of wishing I did. We'd be almost done. We'd only have like 25 laps to go. David Reagan pitting. Yeah, Crucci hardly. I mean, he tells you when cars are pitting every now and then, but like right there, I had no clue David Reagan was pitting, and he was. And they pit from like the middle of the track. There was an incident, almost an incident, I should say, earlier. There was a time where William Byron tried to pit. It's James Davidson. Schneider trying to hold his lane right now with Daniel Suarez inside of him. I think Davidson's going to take it 3 wide, and this is probably not going to end well. Davidson flatlined it. He had the left side tires down to the apron there. I think Suarez might have tried to make his way into pit road. In doing so, Keselowski checked up. He was in line right behind him. That allowed Schneider to clear up high. Schneider's having a hard time trying to handle this race car. Here comes Kyle Larson in second place. Schneider staying wide right now. Got Ross Chastain coming up. 2 of Brad Keselowski coming up as well. A lot of cars coming through. Schneider going to pit from the top lane of the racetrack. No speeding penalty. Somehow got it down to 45 on his way into the pits. Before the car took over, looked like I hit about 44 miles an hour, thankfully. Didn't think it was going to get the car slowed down in time, so this will be the scheduled 4 tire stop for the 48 crew. They have not gone to work on the race car trying to repair any damage in this race, so trying to save as much time as they can. They got up to 32nd after wrecking once, and then back to 33rd after a spin earlier, and they haven't been able to move up or down on the leaderboard. They've been kind of stuck in 33rd, just kind of waiting it out, seeing if anybody else is going to DNF. So we know 2 Gibbs cars are out. 2 of them were in the top 3. Truex scored in last out of the race. Christopher Bell out of the race as well. Schneider taking it kind of easy, making his way out of the pit lane. '47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. coming in. On the high side, Schneider gets up to gas, or gets up to speed along the throttle. Somebody's going to have to let me know. I've never been to Homestead before. Is there actual air balloons on the racetrack? Or not on the racetrack, but like around the racetrack like there is in this game and that it shows? Notice that the shade from them is actually covering more of the track. Feels like it at least. The sun starts to set. Wonder if this race is going to finish in the nighttime too. I mean, if we can make it to the end of 2 races at Homestead, that'd be pretty cool. I just kind of realized going into turn 1 at Homestead, typically the sun is very brutal on everybody's eyes. And I wonder if that's going to be the case here. Schneider gasses it up in the center of the corner, right in line behind the 47 of Stenhouse. Doesn't want to take anybody out of having a nice day so far, unless it's Ross Chastain after he turned us earlier. That kind of started the whole melee. Big send going into turn 1 that time for Schneider. This is the only trip to Homestead this season. We do not go here again until next season.
Clear. Stay left. 3 right. Get 2 up top. 3 right. Get 2 up top. 2 on the outside. You're 3.
Oh, big crash. Turn 1. 3 wide for about 4 consecutive laps has gone wrong. Oh, another car up and over. 96 of Ty Dillon. Cars coming through the corner. Schneider going to try to race out of the way as he clips the 96 again. But he had to get out of the way with the oncoming traffic. Trying to turn the car to the right to get the car turned around. He scored in 31st. He just needs to survive, and, you know, that alone may get him a top 30. Going to be able to go quite a bit on fuel now. Fitting here at lap 128. Yeah, at this point, not really racing anything anymore. That was just... I mean, it was tough to tell if the 48 moved up, if there was contact. It was just 3 wide racing. And things went wrong in a hurry at Homestead. And, again, they were able to do that for about 3 to 4 laps prior to that actually happening. It was some really good racing. Also, again, though, I don't think Schneider's going to lose anything else in this race lap-wise. Definitely getting up to speed quickly. Pressure tires on the race car. And he was really feeling it. Around the 38 of Alfredo pretty cleanly that time. Turns 3 and 4 even with a tighter, smaller gap. See the damage around this race car. Some of that was also from earlier accidents, not just that last one. We are past halfway in the Dixie Vodka 400 at Homestead. And 9 drivers so far out of the race. I wonder if any more may exit before the finish. Schneider making his way through traffic with the fresh tire advantage. 3 wide in front of him down into turn 1 again, it looks like. He's going to catch these guys, looks like, going into turns 3 and 4. Bubba Wallace almost into the wall, as well as Austin Dillon. I believe that's Austin Dillon. No, that's William Byron right in front of us. Schneider going to go to the outside. Didn't want to make any 3 wide passes on the outside. Chose to there. Cuts down to the bottom, trusting that he was clear, and did. Fresh tires are definitely allowing him to do this. Stay low into turn 1 just in case they're still there. The crew chief is calling clear, but with no rearview mirror and other name through the camera angles, you can't even look side by side either. It's all you can look. And actually, this camera angle, you can probably look more side to side than any other angle. Compared, unless you're like on the normal or the far chase cam. That's enough of that. We'll go back to the far chase cam for the rest of the race. Wouldn't say that last accident costed Schneider anything. It was the first 2 that really took him out of any sort of contention to, get a top 20 even on speed. The third one at that point, it's like you can't even get top 30 on speed. You're just hoping that other cars don't make it to the end of the race. Right now, Kyle Larson is the leader, and I guess with him being the leader at any cost here, Schneider has to be thinking, all right, let's just try to get the 5 car to victory lane for Mr. H. Right now, he's having troubles with Brad Keselowski. Schneider going to make it down the back straightaway 3 wide. Brad trying not to go a lap down right now. He scored in 6th. Only the top 5 cars on the lead lap once Kyle Larson can make his way around Keselowski, but Hamlin's closing in. Going to have to make it quick. And boy, we got some 3x3 action that you guys are about to see on the channel very, very shortly. Schneider on pressure tires is going to definitely make quick work of these guys, but he's going to have to do it cleanly. The idea is make it to the end of the race at all costs, and this is like a survival of the fittest race, just like we saw in the first 2 races of the year, particularly at the Daytona Road Course where we actually did get to the end. 30th place car, Josh Balicki, up here, but there's got to be no way he is on the same lap as Schneider. He's got to be probably at least 2 laps, if not more, ahead. And Denny Hamlin just took the race lead away from Kyle Larson off the exit of turn 2 back there. Schneider drifts up the track. Cars were checking up. He was trying to get to the outside and out of the way. That was because one of the cars tried to make it into the pit lane. Great move by Schneider, missing that checkup. All those cars underneath one another, that could have been really bad. We have more cars coming to the pits here over the next couple laps. Why Schneider went to the outside again, that time in 3 and 4. This Busher may be trying to block. Make a move on Chase Elliott himself. Schneider backs the corner up, hooks the bottom. Slide job! Oh my goodness, what a pass on both cars. I know he had fresher tires, but definitely had those left side tires down on the painted white line on the apron on the inside of the track in 1 and 2. That almost spun the car out. He had to kind of ride the brakes there a little bit, keeping the car with as much traction as possible. I say overall, this is a fun racetrack in this game. It's just the AI, as is with most tracks in this game, whether it's the AI taking you over on pit road or the AI cars themselves. You know, that's where the game's not fun at pretty much any racetrack. But you, like, driving yourself can have fun in this racetrack, but that's it. And it's a racing game, and at the end of the day, you want to be able to have battles and race legitimately with other cars, because that's the whole point of racing. And you can't really do that in this game. It's a racing game that is fun to drive, but it's not fun to race. It's kind of my experience with it. I hope that that changes with not only patches, but just with, you know, other tracks as we go to. We have not been to every track. We've been far from every track in this game. There's somebody parked on the back straightaway right now. It looked like Chase Elliott, but I'm not entirely sure. That is another car out of the race that is ahead of Schneider in the running order. That could get him to at least a top 30 finish today. That was a really good corner in 3 and 4. And with all the damage and somewhat fresher tires, he's still about a second and a half to 2 seconds off his best pace. Main question now, though, is just simply who's going to win at the end of this one at the Homestead-Miami Speedway. Schneider will have to wait until at least that 4th race of the year to try and get that first top 10 finish of his career. I believe the next race, if I'm not mistaken, is at Las Vegas for the Pennzoil 400. Kind of forgot about Homestead being the 3rd race of the year, because I was thinking that was next, but I thought wrong. Homestead is the 3rd race of the 2021 season. It may be Phoenix and then Vegas. Now I'm thinking about it. Guess we'll find out at the end of this one exactly what the next race will be. Oh man, there are cars teleporting in the pits right now. I don't know what I was just seeing there, but like somebody teleported in the pits. Oh man! And this is where you need a rear view mirror in this game. No clue that they were 3 wide. Zero clue that they were 3 wide getting into turn 1. Schneider moved down thinking they were side by side. They were not. The spotter didn't call for anything. Quinn Houff almost kind of straightened the 48 car out. with a pretty good lick in there. Schneider scored in 30th. And we have a caution for the first time today. So caution is out. 4 repairs coming right now. And no adjustments for the 48 of Schneider. All the crashes we've seen today, we finally get a caution. I'm not sure exactly why. This is well after we wrecked. It was about a full lap after. I don't know if they kept stacking up from it or what the case was. Now, we've had glitches with this game so far, both the career mode and the custom schedule, when we do get cautions. That we have, like, randomly blown a tire, that we have no control over the car and it starts to spin out, or the AI spins out in front of us and we still have no control over the car, so we can't miss it. So we're about to find out what's going to happen here as we teleport back to the green. And maybe a stack up like there was at the start of the race as well. Schneider's got control of the car. Oh no! He gets turned by Justin Haley. Schneider was up the middle, and Haley just turned him. Unbelievable. He was expecting the checkup. He gunned it up the middle. Everything was clear, and Haley just moved up and turned the 48 of Schneider. That is 2 drivers who have just flat out turned Schneider today, and he turned himself off the front bumper of the 16 prior to that caution. One car down in the pit lane. You know, still, even though it was ugly, and Schneider got turned by Justin Haley on the restart, that might be the cleanest restart I think we've seen in this game. It's just how bad the restarts are in this game. I know because of contractual obligations, Motorsport Games had to release this. But I'm surprised they didn't go to like NASCAR themselves. Went like, hey, this game is not good. It is not ready. We shouldn't release it. I mean, what is like... It had already been well over a year. Almost a year and a half. About 16 months total. Almost 15, considering it was the end of the month when the game came out. Almost 15 months. Or no, I'm doing my math wrong. It was 12 months in a year. Almost 17 months between one NASCAR game to the next. You couldn't tell me they could have waited out a few more months to the start of like next season just to get everything, you know, cleaned up for this to be a good game. I mean, they know deep down that this is not a good game. They knew it at the release. I'm talking about the makers of NASCAR 21 Ignition. The part I don't like is the part that they still sell it as if it's a good game. The way they market it, you know, with the hype and everything, getting everybody hyped up with like all the promotional videos essentially that they did on their own for this game. And I get you want people to buy your content. You know, even if you don't think it's good, because you have to make some sort of money. You can't lose money off the operation. You can, you know, I mean, who knows? I don't know how big of a company exactly they are. I know they're a bigger company, but it's not like they're a gigantic company either. And, you know, I don't know if they can sustain that hit for future games and stuff. But even after the release and all the complaints they get and stuff, and you still just kind of see stuff or get the speculation of it. They still want you to go out there, buy this game, and they still expect you to enjoy it, and they also still expect you to, you know, you not only to enjoy it, but they act like they enjoy it too, when that's not the case. A lot of drivers don't like this is kind of a little bit different subject, but it's along the same lines. There's been complaints about other drivers that have had run-ins with Joey Logano that they don't like Joey Logano. Like, they don't like him as the person because he's two-faced. And that's kind of like, that's what Kyle Busch has gone out and said. That's what Denny Hamlin's kind of gone out and said. I'm sure you can get that vibe from Truex and others who have had altercations with Joey Logano. And I kind of get that with Motorsport Games around the release of NASCAR 21 Ignitions. I feel like they've been really two-faced about it. And that's probably the thing I don't like the most, is that, they play it off like this is a good game when it's not. When you have to know that they know that this isn't a good game. Like, they haven't posted anything on their Twitter as of 5 or 6 days ago, the last I checked. No updates for when there might be another patch. Nothing. Like, they have not posted a single thing. And you would think only 1 week into the release of this game, that there would be a lot of people. I mean, you gotta figure this release for anybody who did not pre-order it Thursday. So Thursday was technically the release day. Not to the public, not the first day it was released to the public, but it was the release day, last Thursday. At the time of me recording this, it is Thursday. It has been the following week. It has been 1 full week, and they have not been on Twitter since the second day after the release of the game. Not on social media or anything. Talking about any issues, not really apologizing for any of the issues, just kind of playing it off as if nothing's wrong. Like, when there's clearly something wrong, and that's kind of the issue I have with it. They're being super, super quiet and two-faced. I mean, all we want is some clarification on some certain things, why things are the way they are, but they're either quiet about it if they're asked, even politely. I mean, for my instance, I sent on 2 occasions the issues I had. We couldn't even play the game till Thursday. Like, I literally could not run a lap without a glitch at any racetrack trying to test this game out without the game itself crashing, or something else crashing, or not being able to log into the race because I get frozen on the the screen pad. And it took until after the 3rd patch for me to actually be able to get a single lap in. And I was, you guys know me, pretty calm for the most part. I take things pretty easily, and I take it with a grain of salt. Really try to see from both sides of the situation. And I tried to reach out to NASCAR 21 Ignition. Not with a complaint, but just like, hey, this is stuff that's going on. Left them some feedback and never got anything back. Never once got anything back from anybody. Not customer service, nothing. When I sent my report to customer service, it just kind of, I guess, resolved itself with the 3rd patch, which it could have been. It could have been the way they were thinking, like, oh, not even going to worry about this issue because we're working on it right now. But we still have the pit road issues, which isn't exactly the same thing I put in there. But I left when we exited pit road that the game kind of would take over for us. Well, now it's not so much exiting pit road. Now it's more on the entrance to pit road where it does that. We spin out. But I guarantee if I left anything with their customer service, nobody would get back to me again. So, it's just not worth your time just to be nice about it and go out of the way. So, although I'm not one for, really wanting to criticize, and people ask me what do I think about the game, I try to keep it pretty short. I personally am not having fun with the game. Other people might have fun on different settings, but for what I do on the channel and for what I like to do, even not on the channel, racing games, at least decent races, try to have some, strategy involved in a race. Just long enough, even if I had to make one stop, if I ever played offline, you can't do that in this game. So, it's just not fun personally for me. I try to make the most of it and try to make it as fun as I possibly can. But it is what it is. Schneider up to 29th right now. I think most of the cars stayed out under that caution. Again, we've had one yellow in this race. But we'll take another jump cut here. 100 laps to go for Schneider this time by. Obviously, he's however many laps down he is. We have less than 100 to go currently. So we'll take maybe another lengthy jump cut here. I don't expect any more than 2 pit stops the rest of this race today. Scheduled at least. Obviously, we could get drilled like Christopher Bell did when we had some cycling pit stops earlier in the race, but we'll hope that nothing like that happens again. And who knows, maybe there's going to be a big wreck coming into the pits that knocks more cars out of the race that are in front of us, because we're not going to catch anybody else on speed, and nobody will catch us from behind because everybody that's behind us is out of the race. Otherwise, I'm thinking we would have been caught with all the carnage that's happened in this one. But yeah, like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. If you are watching this premiere right now, hopefully I'm down to chat with you guys. I guess you guys will know if I am or not. But I will try to be for these career mode episodes as much as I possibly can. And yeah, we'll fast forward. Dozen or more at this point. Oh, there's Briscoe. Oh, we crowded him. Oh, no, that's not accurate. And another hit. Custer, up and over. 51, involved. Schneider spins down to the pit lane. He'll come into the pits. He tried to take out the 14 car. Custer's still sitting upside down. Our car is acting up into the pit lane. And now we have a caution. Caution is out. More cars have crashed on the front straightaway, it looks like. Well, 5 or 6 at least. We have 2 front bumpers and 2 rear bumpers. I don't know what's going on. They got the saw, and I don't even know why we're making changes to the car there. We'll morph back into one car again. Well. Oh, that's not going to put us another lap down. Who cares if it does? I'm supposed to pass him. I don't have any control of this game. I don't know what's going on. This is the first time we've ever had a caution while we were in the pits. There go the rest of the cars. Pace car just pulled out, and we ran into the back of him. And we cannot get off the pace car. Let me try to pause it and unpause it here. No, that doesn't do anything. There we go. I guess we can't skip through the yellow. I hope we slow down. Oh, this is not going to end well. Oh, no. Oh, jam the brakes. There you go. There you go. It's just... We're gaining positions. We're up to 26th. A lot of these drivers might be out of the race now after being involved in that big crash down the front straightaway. It's hard telling what's going on right now. We're in for the ride at this point. I have no control over the car. My hands are right here. So my hands. It'd be cool if we just keep passing the pace car. Maybe we'll get all of our laps back if we just keep doing this. I don't know how the game's going to line us up double file. If we're ever going to get lined up again. This is going to take hours. I haven't noticed that the laps are still counting. This is going to prolong this race quite a bit, though, let me tell you. Our second caution of the race. Dixie Vodka 400. I mean, we're up to 25th. Maybe we're gaining positions. Maybe we're not. Nope. There we go. Our car's just going to speed up again. I mean, we just got another lap back. We just passed Denny Hamlin there, so we've got 2 laps back. We have not had an option to pit yet. The laps are counting, so maybe this takes us to the end of the race. Schneider's up to 23rd. Oh, this is not going to end well either. On the brakes. Oh, didn't wreck. We don't have a tire down, so that's good. It's Kurt Busch. Schneider just ran into the back of under the caution. I'm scared to like walk away and then come back, see if it's still happening because I don't know. There's the pace car again. Oh no! What? Michael McDowell into the back of the pace car. Schneider now into the back of the pace car as well. They're both racing their way by. Schneider to 22nd. He might get a career best finish after all. The field definitely looks like they're... Well, isn't that great? Well, kind of figured that was going to happen. I mean, I could have sat for about 70 laps to get to the end of the race. We were up to 22nd. I guess that's where we're going to be scored for our career mode finish. All right, so there it is. 22nd place finish for us here today at Homestead-Miami Speedway. You know what? All things considered, I guess that pit road glitch, the last of which actually helped us get a better finish. 22nd. The finishing results, William Byron goes on to win, just like he did in real life at Homestead, so that's pretty coincidental there. But William Byron gets the win, 3rd different winner, first 3 races of the season. Martin Truex Jr. finishes 2nd, Chris Buescher 3rd, Michael McDowell 4th, Kyle Larson rounds out the top 5, with Eric Jones in 6th, Cole Custer 7th, Christopher Bell 8th, Kurt Busch 9th, Brad Keselowski rounds out the top 10. Oh boy. We take a look at the point standings. We're only moving on up. We were 34th after finishing 34th in the Daytona 500. Then we moved up to 31st after the second race. Now we're up to 28th after the third race. So we're in the top 30 in points. It says that we still have 37 laps led. Whatever total we end up with as of right now, we will have led 2 more laps than that because we did lead a couple laps early in the race at Homestead, the middle of green flag stop. So we've led 39 laps this season. It says 1 DNF. We've actually had 2 DNFs also. So 2 DNFs in this season so far. But actually, we're tied with Newman for... Oh, okay, so that does calculate. Okay, so we are tied for 28th in points. But as far as the regular season points leader, as of right now, it looks like Joey Logano leads by 1 point over Kyle Larson. Top 3 locked in. Again, those are all drivers with wins. Hopefully we don't have more than 16 different winners because that is going to be problematic for us. It's going to be tough to win a race. Luckily, in the custom schedule, we were able to get that win out of the way. It took 6 races, but it might take longer with this. We don't have Talladega until the 10th race of the year, and we only have 1 trip to Talladega in the regular season versus 2 in our custom schedule season. So, okay. We got the regular season finale at Daytona still, but man, what a wonky race this was. Now we'll take a look at our, what else? Legacy leaderboard. I haven't looked at this yet. Legacy 3. Is that just because of how many starts we've made? Probably because we haven't finished better than 20th in the first 3 races. But right there with Chase Briscoe and Anthony Alfredo. Austin Cindric's got 1 less start than us, but he's still ahead of us for some reason. Oh, he's got a pole, that's why. So Cindric has a pole in the first 3 races, so that would earn him 1. How do they calculate these points? I don't know. Oh, well. We got a long ways to go in this career mode. I plan on doing 4 seasons. We'll see if we actually do that because of this game, but definitely you got to do at least 2 at the bare minimum, even if I have to suffer through it. But that's going to end this one. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. hopefully you enjoyed the stream. Even if you didn't, hit that like button and subscribe. We do full race live streams. And now with these career mode races mostly being premiered as well, live commentary, real races during the season. Of course, by the time this is going to be premiered, it's going to be Phoenix weekend, or maybe Phoenix weekend's already happened and we're in the off season. But anyway, I'll see you guys next time.